Good evening, crafting friends. I'm Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and welcome to my pop-up live tonight. I thought I'd pop on and share a really fun technique with you tonight, and I gave you a little teaser yesterday on my page, so I'm just getting to it on my phone so I can make sure everything can be seen and all of that good stuff. So tonight I am going to show you a technique for taking a stamped image and making it glossy without even heat embossing it. And this is a great time of year to be thinking of kinds of things that I would want glossy. For instance, if I was stamping candy canes, I might want them to be glossy as well. If I'm stamping maybe some chocolate chips on a cookie and I wanted to add those to it and have them be shiny. It could be a balloon for a birthday card I might want shiny. So there's lots of ideas that you could have this time of year. So the stamp set I'm going to use tonight is the Plant at Paradise, because one of the things I was thinking about that when I stamp plants is that often I buy a ceramic pot to put my plants in, and they are glossy. So I'm going to be stamping this pot tonight, and I don't know if you can see it in the light. Can you tell that it's pretty shiny? So that I'm not sure. I can see that it's, oh, I think you can see it in a couple little glimpses there. But I'm going to be showing you how to make that shiny image. This particular stamp set doesn't have dies, so everything has to be hand dyed, and I've already stamped some leaves and some of the foliage for this card. The card is almost all ready. It's just getting this one image. The greeting I'm using today is the Birthday Blooms from the Textual Floral set, and then as I said, I'm using the Planet Paradise set. So let me show you this easy trick that you can do in minutes. The first thing you're going to do is stamp your image in the ink color that you want. So I'm stamping this in Night of Navy. So I'm going to make sure this is all inked up, and I'm going to stamp it on my piece of basic white cardstock. There we go. We got a beautiful image that's stamped, and it's ready to go. So what's the trick? The trick is something that you probably have around your house, and I know I do, and it's packing tape. Such a simple, easy thing that you can add to the front of an image. So I'm going to just cut a piece of packing tape off, and then I'm just going to put it on top of this stamped image and just press it down so there's no air bubbles. So now I have my stamped image. I'm going to just cut out the pot, and so I can put it on my card. Now, as I just said, I think I said it at least, if you are using a stamp that has dies with it, you can put the packing tape right over your stamped image and then die cut it out. You might have to go through the machine maybe twice, so that if it's a heavier duty or thicker packing tape, you might want to do that to make sure it's going to cut it out perfectly. They do make some of the more thin packing tapes, and you could maybe get it through once, but I'd still try twice. But this one cuts out very nice. So let me just move my scraps aside, and let's take a look at what we're going to do with this. So I have cut out these little scalloped edgy kind of leaves were stamped in garden green ink, and then I stamped these larger leaves in Mossy Meadow, and then I stamped some berries in Real Red. And for the front of my card, what I've done is I've used two different embossing folders. I have a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 Night of Navy ink, and I have a piece of 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 piece of basic white cardstock, and I've embossed that in the cane weave embossing folder. And then I used one of our embossing folders that's in the main catalog that goes along with the Country Floral and Country Birdhouse suites. And before I put it through the embossing folder in Night of Navy ink, I stamped the birthday. And then I layered this piece on a piece of real red cardstock. And on the inside, I've just put a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white cardstock. Okay, so let's start putting this together. So let me just move those out of the way, make sure the card. So what I'm going to do to start is I want my vase to go somewhere around here. I'm going to be putting this on with dimensionals. So let me grab some dimensionals right now to put on the back of that. It will allow it to stand up, and let me put a few of our flowers behind it so I get an idea of where I'm going to want these placed. I'm just kind of, I haven't already made a card yet, so this we're making together from scrap. So, oops, I'm not going to take those off yet. I don't want to put this down until we have the flowers and the berries and the leaves down. So I'm just going to set that there. And what I'm going to do is kind of start with, I just want to know where this needs to be to come out. And I want to have one over here as well, just to give me an idea of where I need to be with my plants. So I am going to take some additional leaves. I think I'm going to wait on that one. And what I'm going to do is add some of the other green just to make a nice little design. Hi, Rosalind. Thanks for joining. So I'm just going to make that little design there. I'm going to add a berry to both sides, and we'll put one kind of in the middle. And maybe I will add another leaf here. Again, this is just going to give me some ideas so that I can put all of this together. I'm going to put one of the, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep that in the back. Okay, so I'm going to start with just putting those larger leaves down. So I know one is going to go right here. I'm just going to add some adhesive. And let me just try this out again, that if I have this on so that that leaf stays in, we're going to want the other one right here. So I'll just keep my finger there. I could have put all of this on the back of the vase, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted the vase to be higher up. Okay, so now I can start filling this in, that I have those two. So I am going to and I'm going to have this coming up. I used this set for a Simply Stamping Sunday set 1 week. So if you want more ideas, you can certainly check on my YouTube channel. It's probably easier to search there than on Facebook. But I do have a whole month's worth of classes that are certainly available for you to watch if you like this stamp set. I think I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. Give it a little height. It's fun. It's like doing some flower, putting together a flower bouquet. With this, I'm just using some different leaves and such. So I want to have some of my berries to show through as well. So there we go, one is there. And we'll have one coming up right between those. And I would like to add maybe another leaf that's a little lower here. I didn't know how many I'd want, so I just put a whole bunch together. Let's see how that's looking. I just cut out a whole bunch. We're going to want at least one more red, and we're going to put that right over here. And then that looks good for our getting all of that in. Just want to decide if I want to have one more of these in or not. I can put it a little lower, kind of crossed over. I think I will. That'll give us 4 of the smaller leaves and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the larger leaves. So I think I will have it just go like that. Now I'm going to take the backing off. So remember, all you need for this technique is a stamp, an ink pad, and some packing tape. And once you stamp your image, you put the packing tape over it, and then you're able to cut your image out using either dies or scissors, like I did. And then you can put your card together. So there we go. I think you can see maybe a little bit better the how it's glossy. Let me see if I can get it in the light a little more to move it. I moved it out of the camera. Oh, there you go. I think you can see a little bit of it being glossy there. So that gives us that glossy, beautiful image. Now, what I want to do for the front is I want to add some bling. So I'm going to add some of our basic rhinestones. And I'm just going to put some of the smaller ones around. Just to add a little bit more. So that's for that. And then on the inside of the card, I want to add some of these left over. So I am going to put together a little bunch. So we'll add some adhesive, and I'll have one leaf there, another leaf here, and I think I'll have the berries stick out from behind. Let me just get this on the way I want it. Kind of sticking out. So that's what the inside of the card looks like. And here's what the finished card looks like. So here's a way you can add gloss to any image that you have, whether it's a candy cane, a lollipop, an ice cream sundae dish, any kind of dish, a balloon, or in this case, a ceramic vase, and create that glossed image without using any embossing, and just something that you might have at home. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be adding other tips and techniques as time goes on. But that's it from me. I'll be back Friday night for another edition of Fun Fold Friday, and Sunday night for another edition of Simply Stamping Sunday, everyone. Good night.